We all dream of being filthy rich someday, or at least financially stable enough to relax and enjoy life as it goes by. These are the exact motives that keep us going. Life's just not going to feel right until we have access to those fancy things we yearn to have. But just like anything else, dreaming alone isn't going to fulfill any of our goals. It's your implementation that counts. And one of the most significant steps to achieving the financially firm life all of us long for is investing. Hey go-getters, welcome back to The Early Investors, another profitable episode where you can learn how to be financially free. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about the very basics of investment. Having a hard time deciding how you want to start investing? Are you a complete newbie at it? Well, fear no more, because that's why we're here for you. We're gonna break it all down till you get every bit of it. Please stick with us till the end of the video, so by the time we're done, you'll already be a pro at saving your hard-earned money. One of the most important steps to take is to start out as young as possible if it's your first time investing. Now, it's alright if you're already in your 30s or even later. Hey, it's always better late than never. But if you're young and just in your late teens, even you can begin investing. The earlier, the better. Why, you may wonder? Well, that's easy. When you start investing as a beginner, there's going to be a bunch of rookie mistakes that you make. A few traps you might fall prey to, but the consequences won't be as harsh as how it is for older people. When you start as a young kid, you're not going to be dealing with large piles of money, unlike in your 30s and 40s. You might just be dealing with the tinier amounts you earn from your part-time jobs or even just your weekly allowances. So, even if you do accidentally cause trouble, it won't do you much harm. Those mistakes would, in fact, come in handy as a source to learn from. On the other hand, in your later years, like the 30s and 40s, you're going to have to be more cautious with how you deal with money, and you can't afford to make mistakes with everything you have depending on you. Hey, and if you're worried about not having anything to start with right now, take a chill pill, because that isn't an issue to be concerned about in any way. You can begin with absolutely nothing and grow with determination and perfect strategy. The fruit of it may not be immediate, but with firm fundamental knowledge, we assure you, you will get there. Coming to the principles of investment, the first and most important one is always to consider paying yourself first. The reason why we pay ourselves right in the beginning is so we don't end up spending everything at once. We're all waiting to get our hands on our income to spend it all on our temporary desires, but that's just not how this works. If you really want to progress in your investments, you have to make a firm decision to put aside a bit of your money from your income. That's going to serve as your cornerstone for the entire process. It can even be as minimal as 10% of your income, but you just have to decide to start saving. Also, don't just throw in all of your savings along with the other money in a single account. It's always best to keep an account for savings alone, one that you'll be sure to leave untouched. Now, for those of you who are thinking you don't have the kind of money to put away as savings because of your monthly expenses, you'd either have to manage your expenses a bit more or try and earn more. It's really as simple as that. Avoiding to do either of the two would always lead to spending all your income on your monthly expenses, leaving nothing to be saved for the future. Now, that doesn't do more than just keeping you alive. That's definitely not the kind of life we're looking for now, are we? Setting yourself a budget that you promise not to cross is one of the most crucial points you have to take note of. The next thing considered very important is the need to have a separate account for emergency expenses. Without this, you could get in some serious trouble. The future is never predictable. We never know what ups and downs life's going to put us through. All we can do is be prepared to face them with our wit. This is why having an emergency account is that much of a requirement. Now, according to all the financial gurus out there, and with all the evidence they've shown us, one of the best ways to invest yourself is through self-development. Through self-development, what I mean is upgrading your level of knowledge in the investment field. It's only wise to invest in knowledge sources like self-improvement books, coaching, and training varieties of this sort. The more you develop yourself in that area, the more your input is, and it increases the benefits you get to enjoy in the future to come. Another crucial step, according to these gurus, is to start a business of your own. Now, that's a pretty wild step for starters, you might think. But having a business is almost as if you're starting something directly connected to you. That way, the more you benefit, the more you get to see your business grow. Now, while this might sound like a risk, betting on yourself is the safest way. Or you could say less of a risk, as you wouldn't have to share anyone else's burden but yours. You'll be the one in full control, the mastermind behind it all. It could be something as small as starting a blog or a tiny Amazon business. Or it can even be investments in stocks, real estate, and other vehicles of investments you can explore. Stocks and index funds are the more recommended investment means, as you get to own a whole portion of a market. The wide range of index funds makes them always a better option to be considered. A point to keep in mind while investing is to never go with the get-rich-quick mentality. That almost never works out. And even if it does work out, that success will eventually die out and leave you back at square one again. And we know that's not what we're aiming at. Regardless of the depressions and regressions you might have to go through along the way, long-term saving mentalities are of utmost importance in the investment field. Do it the right way or don't do it at all. Adding to your investments every month would be of immense help to your progress. Mutual funds, though, wouldn't be considered as worthy as index funds. Nevertheless, exploring more about the different means of investment to find out which would suit you the most is always the best possible way. We're at a time and age where everything is made easier and more accessible today, and investment is no exception to that. One of the ways to make our investment journey easier is through none other than the Acorns app. Now, if this term is new to you or you have never come across such an app before, allow me to explain. All you have to do here is sign up with your email ID, or you could even use your phone number. Create an account with a password you won't disclose to anyone. Following that, they ask you to connect to your bank account. The reason being, they round up our purchase amounts and use those as investments. The app assures us utmost safety, having the option of end-to-end encryption. Once you're done linking your bank account to the app, they ask for more details or info, including security questions to keep your account as safe as possible. They even ask you how conservative you want to be with your investments to do everything in accordance with your preferences. Apart from the default roundup system of investments seen in the app, it also allows us to make additional investments if we want to do so. Once you're done with setting up your account, you are ready to go. On logging in, you'll find multiple investment plans which you can choose according to your liking. And this app is always open to modifications you may make in the future. Another interesting thing about this app is they even offer you other companies to choose from where you can venture to make money. There's a whole variety of tiny jobs to increase your allowance. Uber Eats and Amazon, to mention a few. Last but definitely not least, the easy method of withdrawal of your money makes this app one of the best to use as an investment platform. Instead of including several steps to make a withdrawal or draw your cash out, it is only one click away. And everyone would love it when things are that easy. And that's literally all there is to it. So just a small recap before we wind things up. Always start with investing for yourself. Make it a point to have emergency savings. Encourage yourself to start your own business. And explore more investment avenues. And if you ever want to begin, feel free to check out the Acorns app, as I mentioned earlier. It will make it all the easier. So that's all for today, folks. Feel free to ask if you have any doubts in the comment sections below. Before you leave, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so we can help you bring wealth with your financial lives one step at a time. Thank you for watching.